Welcome back to the channel, Jaden Chase. Now if you're new, remember to like, to share, and also to subscribe. Now, with what take place in North America, we don't see how that something that take place. I want to hear the Prime Minister talk about it. I want to hear top brass members of the security forces that talk about it. Now, the Child Protective or Protection and Family Services Agency, the CPFSA, has urged law enforcement to recognize when de-escalation techniques are necessary. Is this training even given to law enforcement? We don't know. But a video has been circulating social media in which a police officer kneeled and an 11-year-old student seemingly either going to school or coming from.
Sit down, your son. Your partner. No. No water. Make him sit down now. Make him sit down now. Sit down, your son. Sit down, your son. Sit down, your son. Sit down, your son.
Yeah, man, give me my ticket. You can write my ticket, man. Give me my ticket. Give me my ticket. And the amount of ticket I want to write to me, right them.
The father alone I can hear me. Me and my little sister.
You show it from the police.
Somebody else can help my father. She not see that. My father, my mother, I'm 21-year-old.
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm my uncle, that officer.
So who tell you to come here?
No, man, I can't stay for a mile and video, man.
No,
Because I have everything right after. Oh, yes, I have everything for you, my boss. I have everything for you.
In a traffic stop that took place in St. Mary. Now, the incident reportedly took place after an altercation ensued between the child's father and police personnel. This video, as said, circulating social media. As somebody said, viral. At this moment, most people have either seen it or heard about the video. Now, the chief executive officer of the CPFSA emphasized the necessity of non-violent resolutions, particularly in the interactions involving the youth. Now think about it. Our law enforcement are members of law enforcement not trained on how to interact with the youth. Because think about it. This was a very traumatic situation for this youth. This is not a situation where I'm going to just forget. How will he see law enforcement going forward as a youth? He might grow up around other youth. This is his experience where he might go back to school, go tell people something. Them see him in the video, they might ask him what happened. You have people who live vicariously through other people. You have people who assume that this is how you will be treated by law enforcement. Just so. Even though it's just a youth. And think about it. If that officer, we don't know what took place before. As it says, altercation between law enforcement and the youth's father. So we don't know what kind of outbursts the youth did make. We don't know. But remember, youth are youth. Pitney gotta be pitney. Them not fully understand. It's a 11-year-old. Now if that officer did see a video, the next officer I implement whatever form of justice or discipline this officer claims him that implement. Whatever lesson him feel like him that try to teach this youth. We know him would not approve of our next officer doing this to fame youth. No parent. As also we don't know what the outburst was. The CPFSA was also quoted as saying in this situation the child was scared of losing his only caretaker and reacted out of fear for his father's safety. Now you got some people that say law enforcement said them work, and if the youth had an outburst or did something, they must react. But keep in mind, there must be a level of training for law enforcement when they interact with minors. Think about it. A pitney where the minor develop, them still a grow up. Yeah, they might know wrong from right. They might know basic aspects of them rights. Basic things of them can and can't do with law enforcement. That's something them supposed to start teaching at school. I don't know if the Ministry of Education are looking into that. But law enforcement interact with the public on a day-to-day basis. On a day-to-day basis. And unlike the JDF, and even them forget the training too. But they are deployed under certain situations, an SOE, a curfew, when things get out of hand. But for law enforcement, officers were patrol, officers overall, some training must be given for them to learn how to de-escalate certain situations and how to interact with the public. Now keep in mind, as we say, being a member of law enforcement is a very dangerous job. And not every situation can be de-escalated. We see a situation take place where a man and a next man now altercation, and when police go for de-escalate the situation and detain the individual, is either him disarm one of the members of law enforcement or the weapon fell, and him take it up and it has been reported that him fired. While law enforcement are trying to detain him and de-escalate the situation. So being a member of the security forces is definitely a unique job, especially in our third world country. But with everything else becoming first world around, the security forces should also be equipped with them camera them on them uniform, for both help them and also remind them to do the job how they were trained to do the job. And stop make it look bad for other officers. Even in the video, officers did just more a look for what take place. And sometimes what we notice is either officers in certain situations know that they don't need for joining, or they not approve of what take place. You do them say nothing sometimes. Just look. You must look and just watch what take place. But you can't say them not approve. When you see certain video and it's have a circle, they realize say, yo, you'd have other officers who were there where no say what take place never look right. Talk to me. Tell me what you think. And based on what say take place in a Mountain View, the people are saying the same thing. Law enforcement stated that a shootout took place, an individual's life was taken, 2 members of law enforcement were also wounded. But the people are saying that after some people, remember, the entire community probably never participate in mounting the roadblocks. Some people feel they need to express themselves in another way there, and some people choose to do that. No, the people are saying they believe that sometimes when law enforcement come into the community, them act excessively. And even law-abiding citizens are treated like criminals. And that is why where Child Protective Services are saying is that security personnel or members of law enforcement should be given training on how to interact with the youth, children. They should also be given training on how to interact with people overall. And think about it. The JDF is trained for battle, for war. They are soldiers. Should soldiers be patrolling communities? I mean, with places like Memphis, probably, I don't know the size of Memphis, probably bigger than Jamaica. But with all the situations that we see take place, the violence and them things that we see take place in Memphis, Memphis is still policed by police. And the other agencies who look into crime and violence where take place. Same place, same thing in majority of the states where crime and violence is high. It's a reason why people were hesitant to put SOEs or put checkpoints in certain parts of Mobile. It wasn't a good look for tourists to come off of cruise ships and see soldiers. You would want to go on vacation and the place where you stop, whether if it does at the craft market or wherever the situation is, you know, come off of the ship and see the military. You go wonder what take place, sir. You go rather stay up on the ship and go to a next place where when you come off of the ship, you know, it's in the military. Now, of course, in volatile communities, law enforcement is saying it is beyond just the policing. Maybe all the tools that they have at their disposal. Maybe additional training an additional investment into equipment would make it better for law enforcement. The job that they are tasked with. And to the reason I get my sentiments for you and yours, if you want to live, love, and prosper, if you want to stay tuned.